Good morning, Christpoint Church. How you doing this morning? Awesome. Did you come to worship the Lord? Come on, let's just welcome Him into our presence this morning. Father God, you are mighty. You are amazing. You are wonderful. You are glorious. Hallelujah.
grand booger. And like, I love him. He's 4 years old now. So now, we get to tell the bedtime stories. We bring these Bible stories to life, and it's amazing because he can understand them. And so I told him about thousands of years ago how the earth flooded and we lost a lot of people. And but God told them to make this big boat so we can sing. So it was a great story. I said, let's go to sleep. He said, Papa. I said, yeah, buddy. He said, were you on that boat? I said, no, I was not on that boat. He said, well, how come you didn't drown then? I said, son, you about to be in a realm of sleep. You ain't never been there before. If this is your first time with us here at Christpoint Church, we want to say welcome home. If you've not filled out one of these cards, please do so. We'd love to be in contact with you. Pray with you about the things that concern you. There are several ways to find out what's going on. We have some announcements, but man, we have so much more going on. And here's a I call it a Byron calendar. Most of us are electronic, so we have Facebook, we have the app, we have online. So you can get us all kind of ways, but the paper calendar, my buddy Byron, I love you, Byron. That's a Byron calendar. If you can put it on your fridge, right next to my picture, right, Byron? He's like, he had my picture on his dartboard. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. All right, so a few things going on, coming up really quick, actually. Friday, February 2nd, we're starting the men's and women's Bible study starting back up. So we took off a little while for Christmas and the holidays. Yep. So the men have the quest for authentic manhood. So if you missed the first section, it's okay. You can jump into the second section. The first section was we kind of found out how we got to where we are. And then now as we start moving in, we're going to define authentic manhood according to God. So please make plans to be here for that. So even if you missed it, the first section, you can still join us for the second. And that's going to be February 2nd at 6 o'clock. While that's going on, the ladies' Bible study, also the quest, but not for authentic manhood, but the quest will be here as well, and right here at the church Friday, February 2nd. Now the ladies' game and card night was on January 20th, starting at 4 p.m. here at the church. So bring your finger foods, snacks, whatever you want, and your favorite game. We also have Financial Peace University coming up. So that's going to be on January 21st. But if you have any questions, see Peggy and Jeff, who are not here. But if you get in touch with me, I will get in touch with them and get whatever answers you have. Okay, so Financial Peace University, January 21st. Now, Dynamic Marriage is also coming up. And now it will start February 11th. But you have to have the monies due by January 21st. Okay, so several things going on, but now we have a lot more. Remember to check out the calendar to see where we're at. Stand with me. If you've been here any time at all, you know we love people. So that's what we're going to do. Find you a few people, shake their hand, tell them welcome home, good morning, come on back, let's worship the Lord together.
may be seated. Let me just tell you right now, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. You know what I just got to say? As we just kind of settle in and get started in the new year, you know, some of us just, hey Travis, how you doing? Travis has less fingers, less digits than he used to, but it's just part of the game. No better way to end up the year than to lose part of your body. So he's tough. He didn't even whine and cry about it. But I want to say welcome home, welcome home. Now I gotta say, if you have caught rumor at all that I fell through a ceiling, I meant to do that. I meant to do that. And number two, if you really want to know the story, Tony Big Bergbecker, he pushed me. Tony pushed me. He's over here. Tony pushed me down. So anyway, yes, I did make my debut through the ceiling this week. And I was only over there for 3 hours, and one of those hours was trying to get out of the ceiling. So, hey, you know, somebody's got, if you don't create more work, then, you know, there's no work to do. But hey, I want to welcome you home to Christpoint Church. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. I want to say it's good to have you guys with us. Let's pray this prayer this morning. And I want you to know that we pray this prayer. We believe what God is doing powerfully and mightily in our lives. Financially, He cares and He is intricately detailed in our lives financially. He wants you to be blessed, and He wants us to be blessed, and He wants our church to be blessed. And this is how we pray this prayer. Out loud, we pray it together. It's not a prosperity prayer, name it, claim it. It is literally saying, I'm praying this prayer together in unison. So let's pray this morning. Pray with me. As we receive this morning's tithes and offerings, we are believing you, our Lord, for provision and protection, jobs and better jobs, raises and bonuses, benefits, sales and commissions, favorable settlements and contracts, interest and income, rebates and returns, checks in the mail, gifts and surprises, money found and debts paid off, expenses decreased and blessings increased. And thank you, Lord, for meeting all of my financial needs so that I may have more than enough to give into the kingdom of God and promote the gospel of Jesus Christ. And say with me, amen, amen, amen. Thank you, gentlemen, for helping us to worship the Lord in a wonderful fashion this morning in God's tithes and our own offerings. And I want you to know there is information out in the foyer concerning the dynamic marriage, and I am told that we have some scholarships available. So if you are if you're wanting to get involved with dynamic marriage, they'll tell you all the details out there. If you're saying, you know what, the money, actually you get a lot of material, and the dollar amount just covers the material. Nobody gets paid anything. And Kim and Daryl will be actually bringing that, facilitating that entire meeting for all those weeks for nothing. So praise the Lord that that's the ministry God's laid on their heart. But there's scholarships available, and I want you to know that that's there for you. So ask them about that. So I'd like for you to stand with us this morning. Welcome home to the 9 a.m. service at Christpoint Church. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home.
Stories
Thank you for, Lord, this song right here, Lord, is the next level. Lord, this is the next level that you are taking us, Lord, is that you breathe new life into me. Lord, you came down so I could move forward, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. We honor you and we praise you. We love you. We exalt you, Lord. Thank you for the victories. Thank you for the victories. Thank you for the victories, Lord. In your name we pray. Hallelujah. Amen, amen, amen. Shake hands with somebody and tell them, welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Good to have you with us. Welcome to the 11 a.m. service. I got to say, I just got to ask this. This was sitting here. Our prayer teams pray like 3 times a week. I sure hope you guys aren't like praying on your toenails and throwing the clippings in here. Because I just took a drink out of it. Or, you know, you have to put oil in there or something to mix it up. So it went down. I mean, well, you know, it went down. So, hey, it's good to see you guys. Good to have you with us. I got to say this morning, do me a favor. Grab your cell phone. Grab your cell phone. Take that thing and just go into it and text your friend. The one that's not here this morning, the one that should be here, or the one that hasn't even come yet. Text them. And this is community. This is where we're going. The sermon today is about this. Is one step. We're going into a community atmosphere. Text them and say, hey, you still got time to be here. You still got time to get here. I'm telling you, we're real people. We're living real lives. We're serving a real God. Welcome home to Christpoint. Tell them that and just get right back off and say, hey, I'll be here and I'll wait on you. Like Miss Grace always says, I'll be at the door giving you a hug. So, let me tell you while you're doing that, let me tell you the vision. I believe that everybody needs to know the direction of the church when they come in. Hey, and that is exactly what I'm going to do right now. We're real people. We're living real lives. We're serving a real God. That means we're not trying to pretend to be something that we're not. When you come in, please don't pretend to be something that you're not, because we are here to move forward. Real people. We're just real people. We're living real lives, and we're serving a real God, and no better place to bring all of that than to home. Welcome home. I had somebody tell me one time, home's not a good place for some people. I don't care if your home was terrible. You dreamed of what home should be like. This is what home should be like. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. Let me say this morning, if you're listening to us by radio, if you're watching us by Ben Lomond, YouTube, the app, the website, then we want to say welcome home. It's good to have you guys with us. We are Christpoint Church now. We are in Sparta, Tennessee, and we're just going to tell you we're right on the square in Sparta. So we invite you to come and visit with us. We invite you to stay for a while, a long while. And that our service times are at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Sunday mornings. And we will meet you and greet you and have a good time. And I promise you, you'll be loved. So welcome on board, welcome aboard, welcome aboard. Let me just tell you right now, before we even talk about the sermon title, I'm going to tell you, I always wait until the second Sunday of the month. I always wait until the second Sunday because, you know, it just seems like people got to get back in a rhythm after the first Sunday. And then I'm sitting here just ready just to pour out what God's put in us for the new year. And they're talking about it snowing. I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, I mean, you just have to just be on my end of this thing. You know, you're prepared, you're ready. And then it's talking about snowing, so God held all that off. Thank God He did. But let me tell you, the next level is what God has given us. The next level. We have God gave this to us pretty much a couple of months ago, at least, maybe 3. And we've been planning everything around this. We've been talking, Pastor Hannah and I talking just yesterday about the next level. Everybody is challenged by the next level. Every one of us are challenged by the next level. This year, lives, community, and church, everything to the next level. Our mentality to the next level. Everything that we do, we want to focus to the next level. Our lines of communication to the next level. Everything to the next level. The next level of belief. The next level of faith. The next level of expectation. The next level of healing. You know what? I believe for a greater healing than I saw yesterday. The next level of healing that would blow our minds a few weeks ago, we are expecting today. That is what I'm talking about. Our next level of walk with the Lord. Our next level, Lord, where is my next level with you? Where do I go here from you? Because you know what? I hear people saying we've been around it forever. People say, you know what? I just feel like I'm just not growing in the Lord. You know what? If you're not growing in the Lord, I'm going to tell you something right now. If you're not growing, then you need to eat. You know, and people, let me tell you something. You got a Bible? If you don't have one, I'll get you one, and we'll talk about it, and we'll dive into it. But it's our job to help you get to the next level, but it's your job to go. So I want to tell you, as we talk about that, we're going to look at Genesis this morning. We're going to look at Genesis, and we're going to look at Jacob. Now, I want to tell you, Jacob, I bumped around on Jacob a couple months back. Jacob was desperate to move to the next level. This guy was utterly desperate to get away from where he was. He was desperate to shake an identity that had been haunting him his whole life. He had an identity, his name even meant that he was a deceiver. So he walked around his entire life as a labeled person. He was desperate to move to a new level, to get to the next level. See, the next level for him, it came down to an alone moment with God in the desert, right before he faces his brother, and a possible annihilation. So we got to figure this out. So we're going to go there in a minute. The next level came for him and accumulated at a point to where, boom, all of a sudden, something's got to give, and it's got to give now. And he has this alone moment, and he wrestles with God. The next level for him meant a new identity. It meant for him a new identity. It meant a level that he had never been at before. It meant a level that would establish him, Jacob, with a new name. It would establish him with a new present and a new future. So this guy is about to go to a level that he has only dreamed of, but he's been afraid to go. See, the next level is basic for us. The next level is basic for us. We can't move up until we shake off what's behind. We can't move up until we shake off what's behind. I used to live next to Rim Rock, next to Sunset Rock, and Taylor and I would climb that thing all the time. And he was little, and he'd say, "Where y'all been? We've been climbing rock." And he'd been a little fella. And you can't climb. You can't take that level with you to the next level. You can't climb that rock face unless you abandon the level that you are at. And sometimes people go on journeys to climb mountains, and they camp at a wonderful site. But you've got to break that camp down. The next site may not be so pretty, may not be so comfortable, but you got to break that site down and move to the next level. You can't drag what's behind you to the next level. You know what? I enjoyed that, all those rocks and stones. I'm going to gather them up, put them in a knapsack, and take them to the next level. It's going to drag you back. We can't move up until we shake off what's behind. We can't drag the past into the next level with God. So what I'm going to tell you there is we can't drag our sin. We can't drag where we're comfortable into the next level. You know what? I'm just comfortable. You know, for some of us, we haven't even begun to walk with the Lord yet. For some people, we haven't even begun to walk with the Lord yet. And when we do, we shake off things and move into that relationship with the Lord. But that relationship is ever growing and ever increasing and growing in the grace and knowledge of the Lord all the time. And when we do, we can't move to the next level and hang on to what is dragging us to the back. So we can't drag the past into to the next level. We will ultimately find ourselves right back there. See, that's where we want to be, we're going to find ourselves drugged right back down there because it's too heavy and it's too massive and it weighs too much and it's too overwhelming to keep on this level. It will drag us back down. If we're going to move to the next level in anything, namely our relationship with Christ. Now, we can talk about a lot of things, but in this church, we're going to talk about a relationship with the Lord. If we're going to move to the next level, then we're going to have to push the boundaries. We're going to have to push the boundaries like crazy. We're going to have to push them. We're going to have to stretch ourselves in ways we've never done before. I'll give you an example of that. You know, the NFL playoffs, sadly, are moving forward. They are moving forward, and our team is not in it anymore. But let me tell you something. You don't move to the next level of playoffs and think that the teams get easier. It gets harder as you move forward. So I'm going to tell you something. Our basketball teams will be starting in tournaments in about 2 or 3 weeks, somewhere in that neighborhood. And every level that they move to will become harder. The next level, they can't drag what they did in the old level to the new level. There's some elements of it that you do, but you can't drag what. In other words, if I turn my ankle, I'm going to have to set out. I can't drag that into the next level. So the next level, it becomes more demanding. We've got to stretch ourselves. We've got to abandon where we are to move to a newer or higher level. That's the next level. We have to stop dragging the horse. That's the title sermon today, Dragging the Horse. We've got to stop dragging the horse. We can't get to the next level until we get past where we are. And getting to the next level is difficult. It's challenging. It's a challenge to go to the next level. Because let me tell you something. In a few weeks, there's only going to be so many teams left in the state basketball tournaments. And you know what? The rest of them didn't make it. Some of them don't make it. Some of them don't get past the districts and all that stuff. Some of them don't make it. It's because they're just not hardly as far along as this level of team is. And it is difficult. But if we're going to move there, we've got to stop dragging. It's like dragging a horse. If we're trying to take our past into our future, then it's like dragging a horse. So we're going to talk about Jacob. Jacob, and when we look at our next level this morning, we'll look at Jacob. Genesis chapter 32, verse 9. I just got 2 scriptures. We're going to go this way, then we're going to go back a hair. So, Genesis chapter 32, verse 9. Now, this is Jacob. He's kind of about to move into this next level. He's been gone away from home a long time. He's in this place right here in verse 9 where he's talking to the Lord. And Jacob said, "Oh God." Now he's praying, "Oh God, my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac." See, at this point in time, he is the Jacob, the God of my fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He is the Jacob. "Oh Lord, who said to me, 'Return to your country and to your kindred, that I may do you good.'" So this is what he says. He is reminding the Lord that when I was over in Laban's country, when I was over in my father-in-law's land, when I was over there, you told me to pack up, and go. You told me to get out of town, and this is what you told me. Go back home, and I will make you prosper. Go back home. Now, he's praying in verse 9 and saying, I'm reminding you that you told me to go back home because that's where I'm going to be prosperous. That's where you're going to prosper me. Now, when we look back just a hair, we'll find out why he's praying. We'll find out what's going on in verse 6. Go back just a hair in verse 6. And the messengers return to Jacob. Jacob sends these guys out. Jacob says, go out and see if you can find my brother Esau or anything like that. And the messengers came back and they said, we came to your brother Esau, and Esau's coming. He's coming to meet you. Oh, and there are 400 men with him. Now that's going to freak me out. Why does he need to bring 400 men with him? What? I've been gone for a long time. And during this time, it appears very likely that my brother has increased in leadership abilities. He could have increased tremendously in his hatred toward me, but he's coming at me with 400 men. Esau's coming and 400 are coming with him. 400 men. Jacob has been avoiding this day. He has been avoiding this level for 20 years. Sometimes we just avoid the next level because we can't face what's there. He's been avoiding this level for 20 years. See, right here is the next level. God has called you to go home, Jacob. God has called you to get up, put yourself together, get all your wealth assembled, get your children and your wives and your servants, get all of these people assembled, and go back to your relatives. Oh, by the way, included in those relatives is your brother. Your brother, remember, he's the one that don't like you. He's the one that you stole from. He is the one that you robbed identity from or birthright from. He is the one that the last word you got from him is, when my mom and my dad die, I'm going to kill him. So he is the one that don't like you. Leave the security of where you are. Now, see, I'm going to tell you something. Leave the security of where you are. It's always easy to stay where it's comfortable. Man, it's easy to stay where it's comfortable. But you know what? If we don't play ball with people who are better than us, then we won't get better. So I'm going to tell you something. Getting beat makes us better. Getting beat and getting whipped up every so often makes us better, makes us play harder. When I played ball, when I played with the people who were better than me, it upped my game. I hustled more. I ran faster a little bit, but you know, there's only so much speed you can get out of this body. But the thing is the security of where we are. Leave the security of where you are, Jacob. Oh, you are going to be prosperous you're prosperous where you are. You're going to be prosperous where you're going. But you're prosperous where you are. It looks good where you are. You're making money where you are. Your family is growing where you are. Your livestock is growing where you are. Everything looks good. It's prosperous, but it's time for the next level. And we look at ourselves and we say, but I like where I am. I like what's going on now. I like this atmosphere now. You know, I'm going to tell you, before I was at Christpoint Church, I was very content to never stay in Sparta again. That was my goal in life at that particular short-term goal, was to not be in Sparta anymore. Pack up, leave, and go somewhere else. Because the next level for me, I couldn't envision it like it is. But God said, no, this is where you're going to go. And I'm so glad He left me here. See, leave the security of that level to go to the unknown of this level. It's just, that's the way God works. And I'm going to give you an example of my good friend Arnold Bean, and he'll be in the 11 a.m. service. I didn't ask him if I could tell this, and I don't think he'd care. But 3+ years ago, there was a point in time where he was comfortable in drug use. He was comfortable in alcoholism. He was comfortable where he was, but he knew that unless he abandoned and stopped dragging the horse into the next level, that he was not going to get to the next level. So now my clean friend, who can recognize anybody that's not in a heartbeat, they can walk right by me and I don't have a clue. But Bean looked over me and said, that guy's what a geeking or whatever. And he's having a time in his life right now. The thing is, Bean can spot him like that, but I can't. You know, the thing is this is a guy that knows because he's been there. I've been at that level, and that level I was comfortable in my sin. I was comfortable in what I did. I was comfortable in my drug use. But you know what? This is the level that I could only dream about. And I'm at this level now. Now, you know what? It's time to move to the next level. See, the last time you talked to your brother, Jacob, he was furious. Man, the last time you talked or even heard anything about your brother, he wanted to kill you. Jacob's been avoiding this day, this level for 20 years. For some of us, we've been putting off the next level for far too long. Way too long. We've been putting off moving to the next level. Now, your brother is coming, and he's coming to meet you, and he's got 400 men with him. Sometimes the next level looks like a kamikaze mission. For those who don't know what that means, it looks like a suicide mission. Sometimes the next level just looks like it can't be done. When you're completely submerged in drug use, the next level looks like it'll kill me if I try to get there. It looks like I will die if I go there, but I've got to move there no matter what. See, sometimes it looks like it just can't be done. Sometimes that next level looks like 400 angry warriors, not facing that way, but facing this way. Not 400 angry warriors working for me, but working against me. Sometimes it looks like it is too great. But let me show you the key to the future. The key to the promise of the next level. The key. This is God's promise to us in verse 9. This is God's promise to us. The key to the next level. This is what unlocks the next level as far as God's promise to us. And He says, go back. Now I'm moving you. And I want you to know, everything has been really good. Jacob has just been blessed like crazy, but all of a sudden God says it's time to go, and it's time to go no matter what's going on. God says, if you move, I will make you prosper. Think about those words. That's what reverberated in Jacob's spirit, and he reminded him on that in those woods that day, or in that little clearing, or wherever he was. before he had that time with the Lord, he said, look, let me tell you something. I got to remind you that this is what you said. You said, take me home, go back home, and I will make you prosper. That is our key. That is God's promise to us. The next level is not down, it's up. The next level, if we're stepping down, then we're not moving in the right direction. The next level is up. Go back and I will prosper you. Go back and face your greatest fear. The greatest fear in this man's life was not his father-in-law who tried to cheat him every step of the way. It's not his father-in-law that with every breath that came out of his mouth was trying to cheat him out of something. His greatest fear was not that his livestock could die or his children would not make it. His greatest fear was that guy who is my brother, who I love, is wanting to kill me. And I've got to someday go back, and the next level depends on that relationship. It depends on what happens in that encounter. That is his greatest fear. Go back and face your greatest fear, because the next level lies beyond that encounter. The next level lies beyond that encounter. But in verse 21, Jacob pulls out a lucrative gift. He pulls out a lucrative gift to send to his brother. Now, this is a small fortune. It's enough to make any single person wealthy. He pulls out a lucrative gift and he gave the best that he had. This is the best that he had, and he positioned his gifts in the front. And everything else was positioned behind that until it came to him and Rachel. But his gifts to his brother were positioned. His gifts led the procession. When he saw Solomon coming, he saw all of the gifts first. See, our gifts must precede us to the next level. Our gifts have got to go before us. You know, I'm going to give you an example. When I first started my journey with the Lord, sitting in church just like everybody is this morning, I have driven the church bus. I have cleaned. I have painted. I have youth ministry, worship, been worship pastor, been the associate pastor, cleaned the toilets. Didn't have any problem with that whatsoever. Vacuumed. Worked on stuff out in the parking lot, landscape, every area of everything, taught classes, assembled people, every avenue, every time. I didn't abandon that gift in order to move to the next. God used this gift in me and said, now it's time to move to the next level. You take that gift along with you. That gift precedes us to the next level. And then we go to the next level, because if I hadn't spent these almost 30 years with the Lord and in church working, I wouldn't know how to do these things. I wouldn't have any experience with these things. So the next level, it requires us, our gifts to go before us. Our gifts must precede us to the next level. The next level will require everything. Now, I don't want that to be hard. I don't want that to be too hard. It's not so difficult that it can't be done. Everything that we have, the best that we have. Let me go back to the basketball. Our tournaments that will be started. If we don't take everything that is the best that we have to the next level, then we won't go to the level after that. So everything depends on that. The football playoffs are a prime example of that. But let's look at verse 25. God could not overpower Jacob. I want you to really look at this. When he saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he could not overpower Jacob. When God saw this, I want you to know something. God will not make us serve him. He will not make us serve him. When he saw that he could not overpower Jacob. The word in there is he could not overpower Jacob. He will not overpower our will. He will not just make us to do something. Because I'm going to tell you something. Just because sometimes I like to say this way. Just because we have Jesus in the house, I'm going to tell you, the mainstream church today say, "Oh, Jesus is in the house. Jesus is in the house. He's in the house," but we got him tied up in the biggest box in the corner that we can find. I'm telling you, just because he's there don't mean he's free to work. We're not going to have him and control him. That's not how it works. We're not going to have a form of godliness and deny the power thereof. He will not overpower our will. He will not make us go to the next level. He's not going to beat us until we get to the next level. It don't work that way. If you don't want to go to the next level, then that's on you. But it's your job to move yourself to the next level, not my job. My job is to go with you. My job is to prepare the way. My job is to be the anointing when you go to the next level. My job in our relationship is to bless you. It's not to make your mind up. So remember that. God couldn't overpower him. Now, we looked in verse 9 at the key to God's promise to the next level. Let's look at our promise to God. This is the key in verse 26. Verse 26, the key to the next level. This is the key to the next level that lies in verse 26. This is our promise to God. God promised us and promised Jacob, I'm going to make you powerful. I'm going to prosper you. But our promise to him, this is what Jacob says, I will not let you go until you bless me. I will not let you go until you bless me. Now think about this and go here with me. Jacob was desperate. He was desperate. He thought his life could be ending in a few hours. You say, well, what about that promise? He is prosperous. He is home. You know, for all he knows, this is the end of the blessing. This is the end of his journey. God has blessed me. I've got a lot of children. I've got a lot of sons. I've got everything. I'm very wealthy. Everything. I mean, look at my family. I'm blessed. And this could be the end of all days. He thought his life could be ended in a few hours. He thought his family could very possibly be facing annihilation. Everything he had worked for 20 years could be gone in an instant. Jacob was desperate in this encounter with the Lord. He is having his time with the Lord. And he held on to God with everything that he had. Now I'm going to tell you something. The Word says that God couldn't shake him. God couldn't overpower him. God couldn't beat him down. God couldn't change his mind. God couldn't make him go to the next level. So he said, I will not move to the next level, Lord, unless you go with me there. I'm not going unless you go. I don't care if there's billions and billions of dollars on the next level. If you're not there, I don't want it. If you don't go with me, I don't want it. I have sent ahead my giftings. I have sent ahead my giftings. I have given my best that I have. I am facing my fears. This is my next level, and I can't get there without you, Lord. So he said, Lord, you got to bless me. If I just have your word in my heart moving into the next level, it is enough to get me there. What is the next level for each of us today? What's the next level? Because God's calling us to move everything. Pastor Hannah and I have been talking just yesterday about the next level. What it entails for us. We are challenging ourselves. We're charging ourselves in everything that we do. What is the next level? Because it requires of all of us. It requires of everything in me. What is the next level for each of us today? Is it, I'm going to read my Bible through this year because you can see the opportunity, the graphic that will run up. The opportunity is on the app. It gives you a daily reading, gets you through it in a year. You can even push a button, it'll talk, it'll read it for you. You just sit and listen to it. Is it reading through the Bible in here? Is it praying more? You know what? The next level for me is to get deeper. I'm going that way, but I'm going that way. My next level is to get deeper so I can get higher in my prayer life. Is the next level to give more? Oh man, I want to talk about that mess. You know, I'm talking about being obedient to the Lord. Is it to give more? Is the next level for me to expect more of my faith? My faith says that it can be done. My faith says that it can be done. My faith says that it can be done. And then all of a sudden I move my faith to the next level. My faith says it was done. It's already going to be done. I don't have to even think about it anymore other than praising the Lord for it. Am I taking my level of faith to the next level? Is the next level for me to be more committed to my walk with the Lord? Do I commit myself? Do I show up more? You know, there's that advertisement, Mayhem. The guy's laying in the street. He's a flare. And the guy says, "You're not going to do anything?" He said, "No, we've got a New Year's resolution." Then the next one, he's standing on a roof. And the kid says, "What are you?" He says, "I'm a lightning rod." He said, "You're not going to do anything?" He said, "No, it's my New Year's resolution." Then about a week and a half into it, he's laying there and he says, "What? Wait, what? You've already given up on your resolution?" "And I am too." And he goes crazy. Starts tearing everything up. You know, our New Year's resolutions sometimes only last a little while. The next level for me is it to be more committed to my walk with the Lord, more committed to my church. See, if we're trying to drag our past to the next level, then we may as well be trying to drag a dead horse along with us. It's time to stop dragging the horse. It's time to start riding the stallion. That's our relationship with the Lord. That's what God says. Hey, I'm going to give you a recipe for a wonderful existence in me. That is to stop dragging that horse and start riding the stallion, people. Amen. So stand with me. I want to invite you to pray with me this morning. I want to invite you to know the Lord. We're going to be talking about the next level for the next. It's going to be on our minds for a while. We're going to talk about it. We're going to look at what Scripture says to us about the next level, about where God is taking us. Because I want you to know the next level in your relationship with the Lord. It's going to be. It's not. We're not going to stay there. We're going to move to the next level.
Yes.
We're going to go there. And if you've ever said, "Well, I remember when," or "I used to," you know, I was walking with the Lord back then we need to get back to that level.
Yes.
If you've ever said, "You know what, that's all well and good, but I don't, that's not for me," then we need to go to the next level. It is for us too. The next level in all that we do. The next level for you may be outside, which is also spiritual, but outside of what we would think is spiritual. Well, I'm going to get out of debt. That's spiritual. We're going to get out of debt. God wants you to be out of debt. That's the next level. It requires everything that we have to do it. So I want to invite you to pray with me this morning. I'm going to lead you in a prayer, and I want you to know the Lord this morning. That's where our levels begin. It's time to move that to another level. It's time to move my life that I don't need to know the Lord to the next level. So I want to invite you to pray with me. I'm going to lead you to prayer. I want you to pray with me. Just pray it out loud. Our church folks know how to do it with you. Pray it right now. Let's do it with vocality. Let's do it with volume in the name of Jesus. Dear Lord, here I stand. I'm a real person. I'm living a real life. And I'm ready to serve a real God. So I'm going to ask you, Lord. Your word tells me that if I confess with my mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in my heart that God raised you from the dead, I will be saved. So I'm confessing that, and I'm going to ask you, invite you into my heart. And I thank you for forgiving me of my sins. In your name I pray. Amen. Amen. With your heads bowed and your eyes closed, raise your hand if you prayed that for the first time. I need to see if you have. If anybody prayed that for the first time, I need to know for sure. They pray with you. I want to take a minute and open the altar. And I want to invite you to pray. People were praying before we even started. Let's invite you again to pray. Anything that you want to pray about is fine. It's okay. Somebody will pray with you. Somebody will help you. So let me invite you to do that. In the name of Jesus, as we sing just a little bit more.
Here in your love,
that you would bless us and touch us, Lord, that you would encourage us and let us know, Lord, that the next level requires that we stop dragging that old stuff. Lord, the next level, we've got to face our fears. We've got to get there. We've been waiting too long, Lord. We praise you. We love you. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. You are dismissed. Amen.